Some of the stories told by Jesus Christ are about everyday life, as he had seen it happen in the villages and countryside of Galilee. And he used these happenings as pictures of our relationship with God. But not always. Sometimes they were the very opposite.
In the Gospel of Luke, chapter 11, Jesus told a story about a village. It was the kind of place where nothing much seems to happen. It started out like any other evening. The men came home from the fields, and the women of the village prepared some food for their families. Bread had been baked in the morning, and they would have enough for the day. But sometimes it was only just enough, and after the evening meal, nothing would be left. Well, no one wanted to eat stale bread. So first they would eat and talk about the day, and then go to bed. Except for holy days and festivals, the routine never changed much. Other families in the village followed much the same routine every night. Some of the houses were just one room for the whole family. There was no reason for people to come here. It was a quiet place. But tonight, there was a visitor. This was unusual. Traveling by day was hot and exhausting, but traveling by night could be dangerous. Thieves and robbers were on the prowl at night, and a traveler looking for somewhere to stay would normally arrive before dark. This man did not belong here, and he knew he was not expected. Small communities like this did not try to attract strangers. The presence of an intruder would soon be discovered. After that, it would be up to the men of the village to handle things. Outside help was a long way off. They must protect themselves. Justice in a place like this could be quick and hard. But this time it was not necessary. It was a friend. For the family in the village, this visit came as a total surprise. The arrival of a friend was always special, and to arrive safely so late was something to thank God for. The rules of hospitality demanded that the visitor be treated with great respect. Never mind that it was midnight. First, the guest must have his feet washed. Indeed, the proper treatment of visitors was a matter of honor, not only for the family, but for the whole village. If the guest was not treated properly, everyone in the community would lose face. Food and drink must be provided. But the family baked enough bread for their own immediate needs and nothing more. After supper, it was all gone. But in a small community like this, everybody knew everybody else's business, and the host knew very well where he might find some bread. It might be honorable to feed unexpected guests, but it was very inconvenient, and waking up neighbors in the middle of the night required a little explanation. "Friend, please lend me 3 loaves of bread. A friend of mine has come to me on his journey, and I've nothing to give him."
"Oh, stop bothering me. I'm in bed with my family. I can't get up."
This answer was not acceptable. The host asked again and again. To return empty-handed would bring shame on himself and on his family. It would also bring shame on the village, and certainly on the friend who refused to help. It was inconvenient, but in the end his friend would have to get up and help him. He got them. 3 loaves of bread. This neighbor of his was always a bit of a grouch, but in the end he would help. After all, what would the village say if he refused the visitor? At last all was well. The bread was served, the guest was satisfied, and the village had kept its reputation as a place of hospitality. But only just. Jesus finished his story. So I say to you, keep on asking, and it will be given to you. Go on searching, and you will find. Keep knocking, and the door will be opened to you.
The way other people treat us sometimes gives us a feeling about how God will treat us. And then our view of God may be wrong. We seriously underestimate him. For some people, God is like the neighbour in the story, who will help us out when we need some bread, but only after a lot of persuading, and it's very inconvenient. Think about this. What was the neighbour's motive? Was it for the sake of friendship? Or out of a sense of duty? Or perhaps just the fear of losing face in the community? The story makes a contrast. Jesus was saying, do you really think God is like this? Oh, surely not. God's motive is love. God does not give grudgingly, but generously, because God is good all the time.